Okay, hi. I am going to give you a tutorial on how to create questions for the drop-in session. So here we have one of the awesome PowerPoints open. Best case scenario is also to have one of the videos handy. So for example, on YouTube, I know that legal jargon is there. Is it legal jargon for dummies? Yeah, legal jargon made simple. 82 views, not bad. All right, so, oh, because I was already watching it. And so you have the video if you want to on YouTube. Again, I'm going to be updating these and make them a little bit more professional, where I cut out the beginning and um, maybe make smooth transitions and things like that. But so you might have the videos, and you obviously have everything in the um, shared drive. Okay, so we want to have the shared drive and all the videos in there, but we don't need that necessarily because you know what you said. I don't, but you do um, in all the cases. And so basically you have this PowerPoint here, and that's the only thing we need to make the quiz. Now in the quiz, so you go into Moodle. That was quick. And you go into your course. And then basically I have these quizzes here. And I will have these for everything. Okay, and this is kind of actually a fun exercise to make quizzes. I think it's fun, but you will too, because it gives you a reminder of the material. And basically I want to have like, what is excellent legal writing? I want to have this for everything. So here's an example. We have the PowerPoints here. We have a post your opinion link, and that post your opinion link goes to, of course, our blog page. So we get another view on the blog page. This should have a opinion. I don't know why it doesn't, but I'll fix that. So if know your audience, this should also have an opinion. Oh, maybe I have to add that to the blog. I can't believe I didn't do that. But in any case, so we'll have a post your opinion on that. And then that way they can actually add comments to the website, and then the general public can see it. So that's a fun task that maybe a few people might do if they're really opinionated on a topic. And then of course we have this, and then I might be adding additional supplementary material. If there's a video lecture, for example, this one has a video lecture. There you go. This one has a video lecture. Now notice it says restricted. I restricted that they have to post their opinion first. And well, how they do that is they basically just click it. And once they click it, it automatically shows as completed. So once they click it about their opinion, then they can watch the video. And I like this because it gets people to already give their opinion on the topic so that they are more engaged in watching your video. All right, so now let's get to the fun stuff of the test. Basically, the test looks like this. So you say, oh, well, I already started. And you say, okay, true or false, clients want to read long paragraphs. False. What are the 3 key skills of drafting excellent legal texts? What is the best advice for someone new to legal writing? Select one. So so you note that these questions, so you have basically multiple choice and true and false. You can also do fill in the blank and matching, but let's just stick mostly with the multiple choice, and true and false is pretty easily. And I'll show you the different types of questions you can have, but we want to keep it quite simple. But look, if you look at the text here, basically you make two choices that are obviously incorrect, and then two choices that could be correct, but one choice that is definitely correct. So that's how you do a single right answer multiple choice. You definitely don't want to make it too easy, but you also don't want to make it impossible. So there has to be one definite right answer. And in this case, it's C, I think. And then it's got to be quite challenging. So which one is the most concise? So notice I don't say, which one is concise. I always say which one is the most concise. And of course, it's going to be the shortest one. Now that, it's somewhat easy, but it's easy only if you basically take the class. If you don't take the class, then you might get it, you're much more likely to get it wrong. Okay, so we finish the quiz, and then it gives us our mark, and it shows us. Now notice here on this one, this was a multiple choice, multiple correct answer. So you have multiple choice, single correct answer, and multiple choice, multiple correct answer. Oh God, I hope I am. Okay, so good. And so in multiple choice, multiple correct answer, it's a little bit more difficult because they have to choose multiple answers correctly. And then, but you can do both or either, or the simplest one is single right answer. But notice on this multiple choice, multiple correct answer, they had 3 correct answers here. Now, this is more of the 3 key skills, but I added it anyway. And it wasn't necessarily part of your what is legal, excellent legal writing, but basically, you could also add feedback. So if they get it wrong, then they still get the feedback about what is the correct answer. Okay. So if I had given a wrong answer, then basically it would give me the correct answer. All right. And so that's something else to consider, is keeping this there. All right, so that's basically what a Moodle quiz looks like. And those are the basic question types. Now, I've done that there with 5 questions, okay? So we basically want about 5 key questions that cover the whole lecture. All right, so it doesn't need to be too many questions. It could be 7 questions, it could, or whatever. And I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so we have, which one is this? Legal jargon, friend or foe. So first thing we have to do in all Moodle exercises, of course, is we turn editing on. Turn editing on puts us in the editing mode. Now, legal jargon, friend or foe, no questions have been added yet. Now, this is where you have to really pay attention, okay? Everything else has been pretty easy. Edit quiz. Okay, notice it says maximum grade. That means that if you have 5 questions, each question will be worth 2 points. If I put this here as 100, then each question will be worth 20 points. Okay, let's keep it at 10 and 5 questions. Okay, because it will automatically calculate that based on what the maximum, it will divide it based on the number of questions. So we want to keep it at a good range. Let's say 2 points per question. 5 questions is 10. So if you do 7 questions, and you'll change this to 14 points, and then each one's worth 2. We don't want to get too difficult, too complex with, oh, is this a more difficult question or is this a less difficult question? and add more or less points. We'll keep it simple. A new question. So you add a new question. We can also add from question bank, but since we're not doing that, oh, random question. I didn't know that. Add a new question. So these are the options. We have multiple choice, true, false, matching, short answer, numerical, essay, calculated, blah, 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 drag and drop. All right, so you have all these gap fill. These are all really good questions, okay? But we'll just do multiple choice, true or false. And you could do a matching one if you want to, but we'll stick with these. Let's start with true and false. Now, this is really important. We want to change this to default for system. Default for system, because then we can use the same question in a different course. Okay? And that's what we want to do. And the question name is going to be something that we have to figure out. So I would do all this on paper first. I would do like the 5 questions on paper and then just basically transfer them. So I'm doing it like spontaneously, but basically you want to do it on paper, and it's really quick because then you just have to just transfer it to the Moodle. Okay, so legal jargon, friend or foe, blah, 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 blah. There's a nice one, right? The way you talk. I love the know your audience thing, by the way. All right, so I'll just call it right like you talk. And this is basically an indication to us so that we can transfer this same question to a different course in the future if we need to. All right, and we just write true or false. When writing legal texts, it is generally a good idea to write like you talk. Okay, so what I've done is I've made a true or false statement. I've made the scope of the statement within legal texts. I've said generally because sometimes obviously you want to have more formal tone. So I'm being careful to make sure that the student can answer it with appropriately and with their knowledge, because they could simply say, yeah, sometimes it isn't good to write like I talk, but most of the time, generally it is. So I've added that caveat there, that cautious language, so to make sure that they can answer that correctly. And then I basically scroll down. The correct answer is true. Correct answer, true. Feedback. For true, we don't need any. Feedback for false. Most legal writing nowadays in English is more focused on clients who prefer iambic, general who prefer common language rather than legalese. This is more like the way people talk than write in formal contexts. All right, so I just put this information for the person who got it wrong, the correct answer there, and then I just say save changes. And if I save changes, then it saves changes and can keep me and continue editing. It takes me back here. Now I can do this like this, multiple tries. Oh, if they get it like several times or whatever, but don't worry about that, tags and things like that. So we just save changes and it's done. There it is. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. I can do that too. All right, so now we add another question. Now we're going to add a multiple choice. It's already put us in the default system for 7. Now we're going to add a multiple choice here. Let me just go down. I like this problem number 2. It said the party that causes green. Okay, here we go. Now I take this, copy. What is it? Unnecessary terms. Is it cause? Executed. Okay, so I've put my indication there. Now pay attention, man, because this is important. So we need to basically, in order to paste it, we right-click and paste and match style. Okay, paste and match style, or that way it fits into the Moodle system style and it's consistent. Okay, now I'm going to say what 2 terms are unnecessary in the following statement. Oh, wait, we're going to say what 2 legal jargon terms. Now watch this, watch. The question I bold, and that way it's clear to the student what the question is and what the answer is there. All right, now watch this. General feedback. All right, well, what's my general feedback? Boss, you already did it. Here we go. And remember, right-click, paste and match style. One answer only or multiple answers? If I put one answer only, I have to put 2 terms in each one. If I put multiple answers allowed, then I can put 1 in each one. Let's make it difficult. No. There we go. 1 answer only. Okay. Shuffle it. You don't have to worry about this. We don't even have to do, no numbering is probably the best thing, but I actually like 1, 2, and 3, but I guess it's ABC is fine. So we just keep it ABC. All right. Factually, no, it's yours. So this, they might say, hey, this is unnecessary, whereof, right? So if you put whereof in the answers, then basically they could get it right. But you said executed. All right, so we'll put duly authorized. So we'll just choose a couple words. Here we go. And remember, so what the principle is with this is basically that 2 should be easy and 2 should be more difficult. So we know this is definitely needs to be there or whatever. This is actually a difficult question, This is not so easy. And then we'll put the right one Now, the right one could always be choice number one, okay? Because I'll show you why. Hold on, we have executed, and the other one was parties. I'm going to make this consistent. So we got our easy ones. Then this one. Now, remember, this is correct. So we say 100% correct for that one. See that? 100% correct. And then we'll just make another one that's difficult. I don't know. I think whereof is unnecessary too. But we'll say effective and authorized, because that could be true. Okay. But your answer is better. Now, see, in the case, you could also put the correct answer, always put it up on choice number one. So if you write this on paper, you can always put the correct answer in number one, because Moodle will shuffle the choices because we have this clicked. So Moodle will shuffle the choices. We have this clicked. It saved the draft already. Here we go. Well, now we got a nice, good question. And you can even add more choices if you want more than 4. But again, that's more difficult. Multiple tries. So each we just keep it as that. Save changes. There you go. Oh, wait. Why is that in? Okay, it's just bold. That's why. All right. So now, if you want to add, I'll give you one more. We'll do a matching. No, we won't do a matching. We don't need a fucking matching. Let's do a new question with multiple correct answers. So do multiple choice with multiple correct answers. We add it. It's already in the default system. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Let's skip down because we said we only need 5 questions. So, here's a good one. No, it's not. Here we go. You see? There we go. There we go. Here's, this is actually good matching. So I'm gonna skip this. So this, you could also have, for example, multiple answers, and that makes it like the same thing with multiple choice, but basically it's a little bit harder. It's usually with when you have, say, oh, well, what are 3 criteria for X? And then you would, have 5 different choices or 7 different choices in there, and then 3 of them would be correct. So that's quite difficult. All right, so let's do matching because this is interesting. All right, I'm going to show you matching, and this is going to be legal jargon, because it's legal jargon synonyms, right? Synonyms matching. All right, that's what we're doing here. Match the legal jargon word with its simpler counterpart. Simpler synonym. With the simpler word that has same meaning. Because people might not know the word synonym. And so the idea of creating questions and evaluations is to basically make the question impossible for the person not to understand. So if the person understands the question, then they can get the answer. Then we can know better if they actually know the answer. But we're not judging them on their knowledge of the word synonym. So therefore, I haven't included the word synonym. Now here we go. All right, general feedback. There's no general feedback here. We don't need to do it. It's basically, it will show them. You must provide at least 2 questions and 3 answers. You can provide extra wrong answers by giving the answer with a blank question. We don't need to do that. All right, so let's go back here. And then we have, so basically what we have is cliche. All right. Pursuant to, foregoing, last and final, prior to, in the event that. All right, so we'll just do pursuant to, foregoing, due and payable. I like that. Pursuant to, foregoing, last and final. Pursuant to, foregoing, last and final, but that's too easy with just 3. We need at least 6 on the matching. Before, no, prior to, in the event that, here and after. There we go. No. In the event that, here and after, above mentioned. Okay, so then, so we have those in there, right? We don't change anything else, very simple. And then we just go there and say, okay, pursuant to, in accordance with. I think as to is easier than that. Because we'll just use yours version because that's the version in the text. But you know, as to is easier. All right. Or, okay, we'll keep it according with. Foregoing, last and final. Wait, what's foregoing is just mentioned. Last and final. Final, right? Yeah. Okay, we just put final. Did I put prior to? No, I made prior to before. Well, let's do one more anyway. I want to do prior to. So again, this is going to be a lot quicker for you because you're going to do the questions in advance and on paper, and then just transfer all the information. Whereas I'm actually doing the whole thing right here in front of your eyes, which is quite a lot longer. Referenced earlier. I don't know if referenced earlier is less legal jargon. I think we need to revise this a bit, make it even simpler. Here and after. Further in this document. think we could come up with better ones than that. In the event that, but the main thing is that this is what's in the PowerPoint, so we have to stick to what's actually in the lecture or in the class material. In the event that, why not just when or if? I'm just going to put if. But no, I got to stick to the class material. But you know that in the event that is basically if. Because should it happen that, oh, this is my mistake. You are explaining this. Wait. No, in this one, you just said if. Okay, so we'll keep if. You see, but here it says, should it happen that, but then it says if right here. So we'll put if. Boink. Okay, now we got this beautiful, and we don't need an 8 and 9. It'll just be blank. Moodle will figure that out. Multiple tries. Again, combined feedback. All right, don't need any tags. We could do tags, and that's also a good thing. Now, okay, so each one of these is worth 2.5 points or whatever. So you need to have 5 questions, and then it'll be calculated up to 10. Okay. This will automatically recalculate, I believe. So you don't have to put 2, 2, 2 there. Okay. And if not, it doesn't matter. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so now here we go. So I have these questions already in there, and now if I say, okay, let's check this out. Here it is. Test yourself. Do you remember? And it'll say attempt quiz now. We'll put false. Let's just to see. Effective, authorized, executed parties. All right, we'll put that one correctly. And then there we go. Here's our drop down in the event that if pursuant to, in accordance with, here and after, last and final, prior to, just mentioned, or no, before, above mentioned, and foregoing, all right. So that's a nice, easy question, right? And it's a really good review for people. And also, if they take the quiz or the self-check before they take your class, then they'll see what they got wrong. And then when they take your class, bam, then they can correct themselves and they can discover the right answer. And this is really a good way to learn. So they could take it and then they can retake it if they want to. Uh-oh, we got it wrong. So we got 6, you see, so there's 62%, there's 10 possible. It already automatically calculated it. Okay. And so it would be out of 5, and then the grade would be calculated on the 10. So we want to make sure that each one's worth 2 points, and it's at 10 at the thing. Now notice it says quiz navigation there. And there we go. It showed us. And then here it should get, see, I put false, and it gives us the feedback. Right? And so it says you're correct. And because we put this in the general feedback, then it tells us the general feedback. So whether you get it wrong or right, it gives us this anyways. That's the easiest way to do it, because Moodle will tell you whether it's correct or not. And then both people get the additional feedback. And then, uh-oh, above mentioned is just mentioned. The correct answer is before above mentioned. Maybe I got that wrong. Okay, so now it's good. So it's good to review. Now let me just see the above mentioned, because I think I made a mistake there. But you won't do this because you are doing this, doing the questions in advance. Okay, up here I'll go on the wheel, I'll edit quiz, synonyms matching. Referenced earlier. Well, it should say referenced earlier. Maybe I put before and I should have used referenced earlier. Okay, so I did make the quiz correct. It's always good to check to make sure you got the quiz correct in the case of any questions. And then there you go. That's how to make a legal writing quiz or self-check quiz in our courses.